Ready to scroll this morning. It's a long scroll. We're live.
We're live. Good morning, family.
Good morning. How you guys doing? Do you realize how special you are?
You're very special. You're not just special to us, you're special to God. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. And guess what? You're God's greatest work. We're going to talk about that today. Right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to you each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Scroll mark 3.
4.
Excuse me. Scroll mark 4. You are.
I am nature's greatest miracle. Scroll mark 4 from the classic book of The Greatest Salesman in the World by Mr. Ogmandino, Ogmandino, where he presents the life lessons. These 10 rules. If you'll do these rules, you'll end your life happy and wealthy. 10 things.
10.
And we've been journeying through them together with you. The first one was today I begin a new life. And it really is boiling down to the decision that today I'm going to begin a new life and I'm going to commence forward unencumbered by the things of the past.
Mm-hmm.
And scroll mark 2 was I will greet this day with love in my heart. How love is your greatest weapon. Scroll mark 3, which we did yesterday, was I will persist until I succeed. And today we're scroll number 4, which says, I am nature's greatest miracle. Do you realize that you are the evolution of so many people? So many parts and pieces of different people over centuries' time to create your uniqueness. No one can sing like you. No one can think like you. No one can write like you. No one has your collection of gifts, skills, and talents. You are unique, and there is value in everything unique. There's value in all rarity.
Or as I want to say, who was it? Dr. Seuss says, and Brother Bill, there is no one else youer than you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really important proposition. There's no one else youer than you. So when you're in a situation and someone is making you feel common, remember that there's nothing else like you.
You are you, and that's truer than true. And there's no one more youer than you.
And thank you so much for joining us this morning. Comment, let us know you're here. And make sure that you share. I'm trying to see. Here I go. I found it.
Here I go.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. Thank you for joining us this morning.
You know, in studying this chapter this morning, I am nature's greatest miracle. It's one of the longer scrolls. And it's talking a lot about how, because there's uniqueness in you, we should proclaim our uniqueness in the marketplace. Yea, celebrate our uniqueness in the marketplace. They think like this, but you don't. And you should celebrate your differences. You should trumpet your differences in the marketplace. You know, we have a friend named Cortez Springer who says, ain't no money in being like everybody else. The money's in the controversy. And I know that's not elegantly said, but I like the way he says it. You are you. That's truer than true. And there's no one more youer than you. Your uniqueness. That's where your greatness lies. Your uniqueness. And you are nature's greatest miracle.
Absolutely. We are lucky to be taking this journey again. I think this is our fourth journey.
Or what? Do this book on the
Mhm.
show?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Mm-hmm.
And it really is important because so many of us forget how important just being us and being unique in who we are really is.
Mm-hmm. Who do you know exactly like Dr. Beverly? Or even close? Who do you know like Dr. Deborah Dunstan? Only one of you guys. Yep. And there's value in that. There's value in that. So can you help us this morning and talk about how maybe different ways where you can proclaim your uniqueness, where you can let the world know your differences. You know, I think there's value in that.
I think that there's value in it. I can't wait until you finish.
Why?
Because it's difficult.
Well,
You.
we're working together.
I know. And I'm still struggling. Last night I had a coughing fit. Oh my goodness.
What happened about it?
It was a coughing fit. I couldn't catch my breath. It was just very, very, very strange. I had a difficult time. Brian finally got up and gave me some strong cough syrup.
You mean what Brian did what? Brian, your husband, he did what?
Gave me some strong cough
Wait,
syrup.
you say he got up.
Dr. Deborah says,
Wait. You were having a difficult time sleeping. You couldn't sleep. You couldn't stop coughing. You couldn't stop screaming and hollering. And your husband did what?
He got up.
He got out of his own bed and walked around and got you some medicine. And then he actually got you to sit up. I can't sit up. Sit up. I can't sit up. Sit up. He got you to sit up and actually take a couple of shots of strong medicine. And you were able to, after that, you're able to sleep peacefully. I saw it happening. She went right out after getting the strong medicine. But someone had to consider her enough to help her because she couldn't help herself.
And I appreciate it. Dr. Deborah said, that's what I had to realize in launching my business. Although there are others who do what I do, I am still me, and there is only one me. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dr. Beverly says, you were the new. I have some outward appearances on my life. However,
outward appearance people. Mm-hmm.
However, they have their own personalities. Amen. Yeah, Brian is very funny.
Ha, funny. That's right. I had to take care of my wife. She couldn't do it herself. What a good husband. Thank you, Dr. Beverly. Well, somebody show some appreciation around here.
And I do appreciate it.
Yeah. And it was really, really stark to me that you were able to, your body was able to calm or something. It's almost like it needed a little help, you know, because your body was volatile. You know, the whole thing was just shaking and coughing and rough, and it needed something to calm it down. So, and you were able to sleep after that. That was great for me. You were able to sleep peacefully.
It was much better after that.
We're not fully recovered yet. I like to think we're out of the woods, but we're still not fully recovered yet. We're working our way through it. Last night I was thinking, oh my Lord, do I need to take her to the doctor? Because it was so violent. It was going on. But we didn't. We calmed ourselves and we steeled ourselves. Shouts out to all of you guys who have been helping us. If you don't know, Lisa and I have we're still in the throes of COVID-19. We contracted it on February the 7th. Today is actually the February 24th. So many people have had it for a shorter time period than us. You know, they've had it for days or a week or 10 days or 2 weeks, and it was gone. And it's been that long for us, and we still have it.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
I'm tired of it, really. I haven't had a cigar. You know, I wanted one yesterday. The weather's cooperating wonderfully, but I don't have, I still don't feel like I have the lung capacity or the breath capacity to do it the right way. We do have a special guest today, and she'll be up here in 7 minutes, you guys. And we're excited to share her with you, actually. She's got some skills that a lot of people have been wanting and needing, especially today. It's a very topical skill set that she has today. And she'll be with us in actually 6 minutes now. 6 minutes, our guest is coming on. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, absolutely. We're excited. So today is the scroll mark 4.
Scroll mark 4, which is I am, it's like a proclamation. I am nature's greatest miracle. Have you ever seen a childbirth? I mean, like was in the room when the baby transitioned from mom into the world. If you've ever seen a childbirth, you realize the word miracle really is real. You know, it's like impossible to see a childbirth and not realize that there's a God, that there's miracles, that miracles actually happen. That's amazing. And why should the miracle that produced your birth end there? The miracle that produced your birth is a power that's unique within you right now to this day. The same miracle, the same power that produced your birth can continue producing through you. Miracles can happen through you, just like it happened at your birth.
Mm.
And that's actually in the chapter. It talks about why should the miracle that produced my birth end there? What a great question. I think it's a great question.
It is. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Miss Phyllis, do you realize that you're a miracle? Now, matter of fact, all of us were born in a victory. When we were consummated, it was a swimming race. First moments of your life was a swimming race. You versus 6 million other sperm. And whoever got there first, whoever got there best, was going to be able to inseminate that egg. Okay? And you won because you won the race because only one sperm gets to inseminate an egg. Only one out of the 6 million of you guys that are going for the same goal. You won the first race of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about that? The first race of your life is a swimming race and you won. How about that? So you started off in victory. And then the survive 9 months of gestation. 9 months of gestation, and then to go through middle passage unlike any other. Okay, or maybe not even through middle passage, through another door. Okay, unlike any other. And then took your first breath, and then learn how to take your first steps. Hallelujah. You are nature's greatest miracle.
Absolutely. Good morning, Bill. Thank you for joining us. And he said, and I thought I couldn't swim. Every one of us can swim.
Proven. You won your first swimming race, Bill. Yes, you can. You can swim well enough to create a Bill Brown.
Dr. Deborah says, Brian, I like the way you broke that down.
I broke it down like a shotgun. I broke it down in a way that can be broken. That broke it down. Thank you, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. I appreciate you so much. And that's the other thing, too. Last night, yesterday was a difficult day for me because not difficult. It was difficult physically because taxing is a better word.
We had a very long day, and then you had a very, very long day.
Yes, I had wonderful opportunity to serve clients. And the way I look at this, and Lisa will tell you the truth, doesn't matter how tired I am, if I have a client in front of me, I believe I owe them full energy. I owe them the best I got. So even though I was tired, and there was one time yesterday where I had 26 minutes between these clients. 26 minutes to prepare myself. So I laid down. I told my baby I want to just close my eyes for 26 minutes. And then I did. I put my mask on, closed my eyes for 26 minutes, had the sleep sound on, and I got up when the alarm went off. And when I woke up, I said, man, I should have had me something to eat before this appointment. And Lisa said, no, you needed the rest. So I don't know what she saw in those 26 minutes with my eyes closed. It looked like I needed the rest. But I got up and I gave my next client everything I had. And I kept that going all the way into the evening. And when I was finally done, I was really done.
Dr. Beverly, Miss Phyllis says now to serve almost 63 years and still swimming.
How about that?
Thank you, God. Amen.
That's amazing. That's an amazing testimony. To serve almost 63 years and you still swimming.
Amen. Dr. Beverly says, my mother was pregnant with me. She told me my older sister. She told my
older sisters that she had a bun in the oven. And my sister asked my mother, I was in the oven, and is the oven hot? So funny. Yeah, it is.
That's right. Baby's cooking the oven.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mom told my sister, I got a bun in the oven, and it's going to birth you a little sister. So now we know you have older sisters. Did they treat you well? They teach you the ropes?
That's so funny how the pecking order makes such a difference in a family.
Mm-hmm. I'm the oldest of 4 with 3 younger sisters, no biological brothers. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the men's meeting matters so much to me, because I did not grow up with brothers. The oldest is one thing, just to be the oldest. Okay, you got to show the others the way. You got to be the leader. And the 3 younger sisters, I'm sure that impacted my personality greatly. Yep. It's time for us to bring our guest on.
Bring them out.
Let me tell you, this is pre-pandemic. This is a person that Lisa and I, that she showed up for stuff. Lisa and I have known her. I'm sure I've known her, or at least known of her, since maybe 2010. Okay, something like that. Because she show up at different networking events and meetings and things that we did. Well, now she's a part of an active virtual networking group with us, and we've discovered that she has a skill and a business that's so topical today that people want today. Her name is Paula Okonneh. She also goes by AKA Podcast Paula. Welcome to the stage, Podcast Paula.
Yay!
And the crowd goes wild. How are you, my sister?
I am good. You guys are making me smile this morning, so that's good.
Good. Now, before we start interviewing you to share you with our audience, please introduce yourself however you would like.
So, hi, everyone. I am Paula Okonneh, also known as Podcast Paula, as these wonderful hosts have introduced me. And I'm a global podcaster. I'm a podcast coach. And I am also a podcast manager. I've been doing podcasting and I always have to look up because I have to do the math. Since 2013, when I heard about podcasting, I have been a podcaster. So that's many years. That's like 8 years now. So that's me.
Well, welcome to the stage, Podcast Paula.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us today. Now, you started podcasting over, like you said, 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. The world was very different.
What was very different?
The world was very different.
The world was, yes.
And I don't think people understood podcasting the same as they do now.
No, they certainly didn't, because when I started, and I had a small business, and I was looking for something different. I wanted to stand out, and because everyone seemed to be, in my opinion, doing web design and development. And so I kept thinking, what would I do? And I was listening to the radio. I love radio shows. And somebody came on and started talking about podcasting. That was in 2013. I knew nothing about it. And so when I introduced it at the next networking meeting I went to, they knew nothing about it as well. So yes, the world is different now.
I think it's so important today because with things like the Great Resignation, people quitting their work, people understanding that they have knowledge bases and they're looking for ways to share it. And there's so many podcasts right now that are not doing well. Mm-hmm. I really believe that your business is uniquely positioned to help a lot of people that either have current podcasts, because you can help them to manage it and do it right, or wanting to launch podcasts. I bet there's amazing people right here on this feed right now watching you, considering launching their own podcast, but they're not sure what to do first, second, or third. Can you tell us a little bit more about how your business is helpful to them?
So, what I'd say, I always say to my podcast coaching clients is, first of all, ask yourself, what do you want to talk about? Do some homework. You know, there's nothing better than talking about something that you are passionate about. So find out if you have audiences who are interested in what you are passionate about and then talk to them. It's like, having a conversation with someone who has a similar interest with you. They want to listen. And if you have the knowledge or you have the passion or you have the zeal to talk about that topic, they will listen. So that's the first thing. Figure out who your audience is and also figure out what you want to talk about.
We heard you give a 10-minute talk not long ago in virtual networking, and I found it so fascinating, actually, especially when you started talking about how you wanted to help international women or expats, because there's so many of them, and I can't even imagine I can't think of any other time where that even audience was served in any way, okay? Expats who move to different countries, that's a whole different dynamic. And you wanted to help them to have a voice. You remember that time you was talking about that? Can you talk a little bit more about that, please?
Sure. So, as I said, I started in 2013, but then I was talking to everyone. And in 2018, I started feeling a niggling, or slightly before 2018, about I need to talk to people like me who have an accent, people like me who are immigrants, people like me who are foreigners, in quotes, to the United States, because we have a voice too. And so in 2020, when the world shut down because of COVID, I thought, this is a great time. Let me reach out to some women like me and find out if they are interested in, one, being a guest. And, well, the second part came later. And lots of them said yes. And for many reasons. Sometimes when you're different, you feel like you're drowned out. You feel like your voice doesn't matter. And sometimes what used to happen with me, and I know I've spoken with some other women, is that people spend more time trying to, in quote, understand you or trying to figure out where you're from. And I thought there's not a better platform other than podcasting where you can have a chance to talk about yourself and talk about yourself without any interruptions. And so that's what I started to do. And I kind of niched it, I should say. I speak primarily, that's in this particular podcast called Chatting with the Experts. I speak primarily with women who are from Africa and from the Caribbean because that's my heritage. And
yes. Now, it's been so many years, Paula, but you actually interviewed me on one of your Chatting with the Expert shows, probably 2015, maybe, or no, not 15, maybe 16, but it was that long ago. It was a long time ago, but it was a Chatting with the Experts. We did it late one morning. We did that podcast interview. Do you recall that?
Vaguely, that's such a long time ago. I was just trying to do the math on that again. That's 7 years ago.
Now, Dr. Deborah's actually listening in with us, and she said she had an amazing coaching session with Podcast Paula, and she learned so much. She highly recommends you.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. I enjoyed talking with her too. I mean, there's nothing better than, as a teacher, when you teach or you coach, you learn too. So I learned from her.
Absolutely.
Well. That's so true. Who always learns the most, the teacher or the student? The answer is always the teacher.
It's always the teacher. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Miss Felicia Gardner. We're talking with Podcast Paula, or also known as Paula Okonneh, and she's just introduced her services to us. But I really, really like her unique niche. Talking with women that have an accent. Even just that thing is, who serves that market? No one. You have an accent, and you have to deal with that every single day. Just like you said, half the time they haven't explained where they're from and all of that. Yep.
Yeah.
So dealing with that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I just think it's so interesting. The niche that you chose. I find it very, very interesting myself.
Thank you. As I said, I spent a lot of the time. I mean, for a long time, I didn't like public speaking. And when I look back, it was primarily because of that. I got tired of people saying, "Oh, yeah, where are you from?" I'm like, but I said I spoke for 10 minutes. Didn't you not listen to what I had to say? Or, when I go think back and I to earlier days when my kids were young and we go through a drive-through, they quickly learn. That's my kids quickly learn that they had to speak up for themselves because we go through the drive-through and people will be like, ma'am, can you say that again? And I'm like, if you want your burger, you can ask for it yourself. So I wiped down their window and they spoke.
Amen. So there's probably someone on here today that's been thinking about launching a podcast, but they haven't yet. What do you say to that person?
I would say, like I said at the beginning, ask yourself a question, which is, what are you passionate about and what do you want to talk about? And then do some research. And, another good thing is a blank piece of paper and just start doing a brain dump. Who do I want to speak to? How old are they? Are they men? Are they women? Where do they live? What are their interests? And as you write that down, and of course, you start seeing an intersectionality between what you're putting down, what you want to talk about, you come up with an idea on, okay, this is what I am going to talk about. So once you have an idea on, with the podcast that you do want to start talking, the podcast that you do want to create, then you start with that. And then the other things, of course, like, are you going to be solo? Is it going to be interview style? Are you going to combine all together? Those are different things that you have to put into consideration. But
absolutely.
Is it complex to start or simple, would you say?
Like all things that that are tech, things get simpler, but it depends on what you want. For example, as we can see, podcasting has changed somewhat. When I started, it was primarily audio. Now we have live shows like this one. And so for those who still want to stick with the audio, then it can be a bit complex in the sense that you now may want it edited. You may not be comfortable with, because as I said, I do podcast management, and a lot of my guests are like, take out all my ums and and where took a deep breath, etc. And if you're listening to audio, then you tend to hear a lot more than if it's like a video like this, where the focus is on the face and on the visionary part of it. So yeah, it can be complex, but if you love it, like everything else, when you love what you're doing, it's not a job.
Absolutely.
I can see value in someone hiring you to help them to manage their podcast launch and manage their podcast efficiency throughout. I see value in that. That's kind of part of your services, though, right?
It is. It is. Yes. I do one-on-one coaching now primarily because with the women that I work with primarily, they sometimes they're not very comfortable with everything, and so they don't want to be feeling self-conscious and being in a group where they have to ask questions. So they prefer one-on-one. And at this time of my business, I do one-on-one because I want to customize and I want to work with the women who, whatever problems they have or whatever questions they ask, no question is dumb, no problem is too difficult to solve.
There might be someone on here now that likes your energy or they like your spirit and they say, I want to connect with her. How do you prefer people that want to connect with you in some kind of a way? How do you prefer they do it? Do you prefer they go with chattingwiththeexperts.com, or is there another way that you prefer they connect with you?
Well, LinkedIn is actually the easiest way to find me. And then my website, because I have a contact.
Before you leave there, linkedin.com/Paula Okonneh. That's where she is easiest for her. I like LinkedIn myself. I find it easiest as well. So what was the next thing you said was your website?
Yes. If you go to my website, there's a contact page there. Send me a message there. I will get it and I will answer you. And then there's Instagram.
Mr. William Brown says, I am currently planning my international podcast. I would love to have a conversation with you. So with him saying that, his next step should be what?
Reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Reach out to her on LinkedIn, Bill.
Yeah.
That's what she wants you to do.
Yeah. Reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Awesome. And you'll like Bill Brown too, by the way.
I think she's met Bill Brown.
She probably had. Have you met him? He used to. No, he was not in Charlotte, baby.
No, he was not in Charlotte, but he was a part of the very early V Team, but she wasn't in V Team at the same time.
No. I love V Team, by the way. I love energy.
We do too. It is a great way.
Tell her what that is. So for those who don't understand who V Team is, somebody needs to explain it.
V Team is a great way to meet international entrepreneurs who are looking to show up in a big way.
Virtual networking. We do it every Wednesday at noon for our particular club. Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we network virtually. It's very, very organized, very, very structured. And we have an amazing team right now. Amazing members right now. And Paula is one of the members. Dr. Deborah Dunstan is one of the members. Go to the comments, please. Dr. Deborah Dunstan is one of the weekly members of virtual networking. And that's where she was able to schedule her amazing coaching session with Podcast Paula.
Yes. The energy there is contagious. It's infectious. I love it.
Absolutely. It really is cool. So we're grateful that you decided to join us this morning. Is there anything that you wish you would have said to our audience that you have not yet had the opportunity?
I would say podcasting is not for everyone. There's so many podcasts out there. I think there are 48 million episodes. There are 2 episodes, not podcasts. There are about 2 million podcasts, but not all podcasts are actually active. So you can give it a try, and if it's not for you, that's okay. But try it. It has made a difference in my life. As I told you, I was afraid of public speaking. Now, 5 years ago, I would not do this show. You'd invite me, I'd say, yes, I'll put you up. But podcasting has been an amazing opportunity to get out there, let people know about you, and to meet amazing people as well.
See, that's why I think your service has value. There's so many podcasts that don't do that, that are languishing or dead or inconsistent or not profitable at all. Yeah. And I believe your services can help a podcast not only to touch the people they want to touch, but actually help them to profit through their podcast. Am I assuming correctly?
You are. You absolutely are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we got like about 2 minutes more with you, and I want you to have that time. Please share with our audience, maybe teach them something or give them something or to encourage them about this Arena podcast. If you would please go ahead and take these minutes and share with our audience.
All right. So I'm going to come back to me. As I said, before I started podcasting, I was terrified of public speaking. I would rather jump out of a plane, and I've said that so often, and I really mean it, rather than talk in public. But what podcasting did for me, it gave me a voice. At that time, podcasting was primarily audio. And so I found it very easy to stand behind or sit behind a mic and talk. In that time, for me, what was easiest, I wanted to speak to business owners. I wanted to find out the stories behind every business, because there are people behind successful businesses, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Tesla, they are human beings. And so I wanted to find out. And so the more I did that, the more I met people, the more I introduced myself to people, the more I interviewed people, the more comfortable I became. And I found that my sphere of influence on the number of people I met expanded. And if you're a business owner, I found that there was nothing better about talking, or there was no one better to talk about your business than you. You knew the ups and downs, you knew your challenges, you also knew your triumphs. And so I encourage everyone who is thinking about showcasing their business, whichever way it may be, to have a podcast, because your voice matters. And what I have discovered is that the first thing most people hear is their mother's voice. We are connected to voices. Voices mean something to us. So if you start off with an audio podcast, know that if you're passionate about it and if you're really interested in doing it, people will come. It may take some time, but then there are other streams of revenue you can get from it. For example, as I said, even though I was interviewing people, I also found out that I would love what I was doing so well that I could coach people. And from coaching people to start their own podcast, they decided that they didn't want to do the back end side of it, like doing the editing and uploading it to the podcast host. And so a podcast management business came out of that. So think about all the opportunities that you can have through beginning a podcast, and you may be amazed.
You've been an amazing guest. We knew that you would be. Can you hang out in the green room for like 12 more minutes?
Yes, I can.
Thank you very
so
much. Podcast Paula, aka Paula Okonneh.
Excuse me. Felicia says, great advice. You have to try it. You never know. It might just be the missing piece of your puzzle. Hey, Julie Ray.
Julie Ray says, good morning, dear ones. Good morning. And you're right, Sister Felicia. It just might be the missing piece to your puzzle. But you said that with exclamation points, y'all. And even if you've tried it before and it didn't work before, I'm suggesting you try it again, but try it again with Paula's help. Let an expert help you.
If you've tried it before and you didn't get as far as you thought that you should or wanted to, then maybe you just need help with it. And like Brian said, reach out to Paula, Podcast Paula. Her LinkedIn or her website is chattingwiththeexperts.com, and you can connect with her on LinkedIn.
We like it when we have guests. We really, really do. We do have a topic for today's show. Today's show, we're journeying still through the classic book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, and we're doing the 10 scrolls. So today we're on scroll number 4, which is I Am Nature's Greatest Miracle. Put some thought to that. Do you realize, Julie Ray, that you are nature's greatest miracle? There's never been another Julie Ray Hamiltree. Felicia Gardner, you realize you are nature's greatest miracle. Yes, you is.
Absolutely. There could not, would not, will not ever be another one just like you.
And because of that, there's value.
Absolutely.
There's value in all that's rare.
Absolutely.
So are you going to have a good day ahead of you? You know, one of the best ways to indicate whether or not you're going to have a good day is to plan that out. To decide that you're going to have a good day and map out what you're wanting to get done on that particular day. What's this? This is that candy I was looking for. How did it end up here?
I'm not helping you. Absolutely.
On my shoulder. Y'all saw that this whole time, didn't say nothing? I imagine it came from, I picked up my sweat rag to wipe my head or something, and it was stuck to it. And then it was a mystery. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find mine. So today, Lisa's hoping to take it easier today because she got taxed yesterday. I do have a 10:15 appointment myself that I'm excited about. Moment of transparency with our audience. I had an opportunity yesterday where a group of business people asked me, could I present their services and they can record it for the world and use my presentation as what they use as their marketing materials. Okay. And I was like, okay, fine. And I was thinking what I'm going to charge for that. Okay. And I was talking over my business partner, my loving wife, you know, my everything. I was talking over Lisa, and then I said, she don't want me to say this, y'all. I said, I'm about to charge them. And I gave her a number that I'm going to charge. And she joked, make sure you get an LLC first. Ha, 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 right? Because there are some people who have been taught and had this thing beat into them. For them to succeed in business or for them to earn money in business, there's steps that you have to take place first. And Lisa and I, we preach and teach that you don't have to go through those hoops in order to earn $1 in business. You do not have to have an LLC before you start making money. You don't. You do not have to have your business plan written out and approved by others before you earn $1 in your business. You don't. You do not have to do this, that, the other thing before you can start earning money in your own business. There's a popular radio commercial for a college, and the lady says, I'm getting my degree so I can finally start my business. You don't need a degree to start your business. That's what I want to preach right now. I know my wife didn't want me to say it like I did, but I want you entrepreneurial friends to know all these things that you need before you earn a dollar are myths. You do not have to jump through any loops to earn a dollar. You just have to earn a dollar. Learn how to earn $5, then you can learn how to earn $10. You can learn how to earn 100, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, and then more. Stop putting up impediments to your success. I didn't say any names, baby. Protect the innocent.
Yes.
You gave me the finger. What's up?
I just wanted you to stop. You just were continuing.
So go ahead. If I'm stopping, you got to start. You got to say something.
I had to swallow. You can follow the opinion of your tax professional for your structure. But when you're looking to begin a business, understand that the first point of starting your business is determining whether or not it is a viable business. And you can write as many business plans as you want for that, but you will not know until you have proof of concept. Proof of concept equals one person investing at least $1 into the idea, information, or thought that you believe is of value, and you accepting that dollar in exchange for the information.
One paying client.
That's it.
One paying client. Someone choosing to pay you for whatever service it is that you're offering. It could be lawn care. It could be resume writing. It could be hair care. It could be coaching. It could be consulting. It could be fitness training. Whatever it is. But you need at least one person willing to pay for what you have before anything else. I told the same group of gentlemen yesterday, okay, let's do a couple of sessions first. Let's do one first, because no matter how much you plan it out, and this is something very important in business, no matter how much you plan it and plot it out, once you launch, you will learn more than you did in your planning stages. And once we do one session, our market is going to teach us some stuff. Or all these people there, they're gonna do it just because of who we are. I understand you believe that to be true. I understand that. But once you do a session, you're going to learn some stuff. You're going to learn some stuff. So the second session will be better than the first. It always will, because you're going to learn some stuff that you couldn't have learned it in any other way.
You can't steer a stationary car.
That's right. Or a bicycle or a ship or anything. You can't steer them when they're still.
Brother Mark, good morning. He says, each individual is priceless. Each individual brings with them a uniqueness, a gift, a talent that was not in the world before they arrived. Once people truly understand, believe, and know that they are divinely made, magic happens. And there is definitely a miracle in the world, and that miracle is YOU.
Yes, it is. You are you. That's truer than true. There's no one more youer than you.
Absolutely.
Okay? No one is. And you were born in a miracle, and that miracle can continue. Amen. Thank you, Brother Mark, for your contribution. Every day, Mark gonna give you one. It's now 9:42. This show's been going on for more than 5 years, since 2016. Some of you guys, man, the ones that are here today, we want to thank you. And the way we thank you is with our greeting songs and with our greeting logos. And we're going to start from the top today. Dr. Beverly, uniquely taking over Thomas, has a greeting logo. We're still not full voice yet, okay? But we're going to give it a shot. But it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. When we get post-COVID voice, we throw our head back with that, okay, and let it out. But I don't have that wind yet, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning to you, Dr. Beverly, and thank you for joining us this morning. Dr. Deborah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us today. Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Nonprofit strategist and funding coach. How many times in your day can you think of situations where you're overhearing the conversation where you think, oh man, they need to be talking to Dr. Deborah Dunstan? It seems like it happens to me once a day, where, man, they need to have a conversation with her. They're messing it up. Miss Phyllis George has a logo.
Good morning,
She's been
Miss
with us
Phyllis.
for so many years. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Good morning to you. Bill is here, honey.
Our friend William Brown is here. Good morning to our friend Bill. Nobody thinks like him still.
We love him so, and we always will.
Our friend Bill. I like even just saying, our friend Bill.
Now, Dr. Deborah says, I agree. Do the work. You may not even know if you want to have that thing as a business until you try it out. Absolutely. Some people want you to create and structure a complete business around something, and then you decide that ain't even what I want to do.
Do you know of any entrepreneurs whose business is exactly what it is they thought it was going to be when they started?
No.
Not me, not you. There's no way. It's not the way. I thought I was going to be working with just contracting companies. I thought all my clients were going to be home improvement, home security. I thought I was going to be working with contractor companies. I can't remember the last time I had a client in that industry. Okay, because that's not what my market told me. My market taught me different. And your market will teach you some stuff different too. Miss Felicia has a song.
Felicia, we love you. You're the one.
The one for me. Good morning, Miss Felicia.
Good morning to you, Felicia.
Beautiful people. She always talks about our beautiful people, and we do. We have beautiful people. Miss Julie Ray Hammondtree has a song too.
It goes, Julie Ray Hammondtree.
Find out what she means to me.
Julie Ray Hammondtree. I like that song too. Good morning to you, Julie Ray, and Brother Mark is here this morning.
Mark Greer has a jam as well. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it.
Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it.
Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. Mark Greer's under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
That's absolutely right.
And if you thought our songs were silly, if you thought our songs were fun, you can get you a song too. And the way you get a song is just by showing up. Be a consistent contributor. Make comments. I got a lot of family that watch our show regularly that make no comments ever. Okay. They tell me they don't want to make any comment because they know if they say something, I'm going to shout them out. And I am.
Felicia says, awesome interview. Maybe this could be something you guys can do once you guys are back 100%. Pre-record everyone's song, and when you guys are having vocal issues, you can just play it.
Hopefully we don't have vocal issues like this no more.
Yeah, hopefully this is the end of it. But thank you. And we do have more guests coming up next week. I've got a couple of people that we have scheduled. I'm looking forward to seeing Dr. Deborah. I'm looking forward to Carol Davis. And I'm looking forward to possibly even seeing you on this side of the storyboard.
Yes, we're excited about our guests every time because we always learn. Every time we get a guest, we learn something cool, and we get to introduce another cool person to you. Yep. I can't do it yet, but I'm going to do it soon, and I want you guys to do it too. There's value in podcast. Paula's inspired me. There's value in you putting together not only your podcast, but your webinar as well. Keep putting out into the world your good stuff. I just told one of my clients day before yesterday that she needs to start recording some of these great. She always gives me great tips. Always give me great tips on what to eat and do your daggone 2, 3, 4 minute YouTube video and post it on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. I need you to start recording these cool things. You may have some stuff that you say, catch yourself saying something brilliant to somebody, and if you catch yourself saying something brilliant, record that information, post it, because that distinguishes you as a subject matter expert fast.
And we're looking forward to bringing some of our constant contributors to the other side of the video. I don't think you guys even know how much stuff Melissa is doing in the background, and we would love to bring her stories to this side of the video. So we're going to schedule a time to have Melissa on. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to being able to bring each and every one of you on as well, if you so desire, as well as bring some new guests out to introduce you to.
There's value in even being a guest. The average American knows 600 people. Google how many people does the average American know. The number that throws up again and again is 600. And if you meet someone here today, like today you met Paula Okonneh. If you didn't know her before today, now you do. And now you have an opportunity to share her with some of the people that you know. And it won't come up every day in conversation. It won't happen all the time, but there may be a time where someone says, you know what, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. How do I do it? Oh, you're in luck.
Paula.
I just met this lady. Her name is Podcast Paula or Paula Okonneh. Look her up on LinkedIn because that's how she prefers you to reach out to her. Reach out to her on LinkedIn. Now you can do that because now you've been introduced to Podcast Paula.
Absolutely.
We got a minute left to go in the show. I appreciate you guys for joining us.
We definitely appreciate you for joining us. I had a very, very stressful few minutes this morning that I think I need to lay back down or sit up, rather. Can't lay down. Sit up and just rest my lungs a little bit more.
Yeah, that's COVID is respiratory. Getting your breathing right. What I just did is a major improvement over what I couldn't do last week. I'm getting to the place where I can take deep breaths again. I'll know I'm all the way back when I can do cigars again.
And before we do leave today, I'm going to read for you this story. Read for you this card. And today's card is innocence. Taking pleasure in life's small moments offers us a connection to our own innocent self. Delight in delicious play. Know that your stuffiness can blow away on the next breeze. Relax and let life lead.
Tessie, thank you very much for saying great show. That does end our show right now.
Tessie.
You guys have a beautiful rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's right. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. We appreciate you spending time with us. And we always, always, always appreciate your energy.
Tomorrow we're going to scroll 5, which is I will live this day as if it were my last. See you.
See you, and don't forget to have sex.